Damanhur is a city in Lower Egypt, and the capital of the Beira Governorate. It is located 160 kilometers northwest of Cairo, and 70 kilometers east of Alexandria, in the middle of the western Nile Delta. In ancient Egypt, the city was the capital of Lower Egypt's seventh nome of Ament. It stood on the banks of a canal which connected the Lake Mareotis with the Canopic or most westerly arm of the Nile. The city was dedicated to the ancient Egyptian god Horus. In Greek and Roman times, it was called Hermopolis Micra or Hermopolis Parva, which would also give it an association with Hermes, the Egyptian Thoth. As Hermopolis, the city attracted the notice of numerous ancient geographers, including Stephanus of Byzantium, S.V. Strabo, Ptolemy, and the author of the Antonine Itinerary. It is a Roman Catholic titular see. In 1986, the population of Damanhur was 188,939. The richly cultivated Beira province gives rise to mainly agricultural industries which include cotton ginning, potato processing, and date picking. It also has a market for cotton and rice. Ahmed H. Zewail, who won the Nobel Prize for Chemistry in 1999, was born in Damanhur in 1946. Etymology: Damanhur was known in the ancient Egyptian scripts by the name of Damin-Hor, which means the city of the god Hor or Horus, on the grounds that it was a center for the worship of this god. It was also known by other names. In the Egyptian texts, Bedit; in the Greek texts, Hermopolis Micra, translated to Latin by the Romans as Hermopolis Parva. The name Obols associated it with the Greek god Apollo, and it was also called Tel Balamon. Later, the Egyptians reverted to the old name, represented as Temanhur, which after the Islamic conquest was reinterpreted in Arabic as Damanhur. The present name. By 14 September 1807, a Treaty of Damanhur was signed between Muhammad Ali Pasha and the English General Fraser. The chief of military troops were attacking the Egyptian coast and occupying Alexandria by help of promised Al-Alphibic. But English troops were defeated by people of Rosetta, where the troops were trapped inside the city and many English soldiers died. So the General Fraser requested to leave Egyptian shores without delay, which done by the 14th of September 1807. Damanhur Treaty was the first agreement drafted in Egyptian New and Modern Era. Climate. See also Nile Delta. Being located close to the Nile Delta and the northern coast of Egypt, that give Damanhur a hot desert climate, moderated by blowing winds coming from the Mediterranean Sea, typical to the coast. The city gets average precipitation during winter, and rare rain during other seasons. Hail and frost are not unknown specifically during winter. Tomb of Jacob Abu Hasira. A nearby town called Damatio south of Damanhur contains the tomb of the shoemaker Yaakov Abu Hatsera, a Moroccan rabbi who died there in 1880 while on a pilgrimage to Israel. The site is visited each year by hundreds of devotees, with protests from local inhabitants. A high court in Egypt officially removed the tomb from a list of sites of historical value, so Egyptian government protection stopped. Some Egyptians have protested against permitting Jews to enter Egypt to make the annual pilgrimage to Rabbi Abu Hatsera's tomb.